Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Namasami. So this will be the last evening that I'm here, and tomorrow there'll be a taking leave ceremony, but this is a good occasion for me to express my appreciation and gratitude to the community for my stay here and all the various kindnesses and considerations that people showed to me during my stay. I've really appreciated my time here, and of course people are keep asking me when I'm coming back, but I don't know. I remember Luang Por Sumedho went through a period of time when he was taking leave, and he was goodbye forever. so it's a good perspective in that sense of we're always planning and hoping and speculating, and so but definitely I want to just appreciate the community here, the monastic community, the lay community, and also just to for people to appreciate your community. Sometimes it's there is an idiom in the English language of familiarity breeds contempt, which it's not so much contempt as just sometimes we just get used to each other and forget that we're extremely fortunate to live with this many good human beings, and we can still be good human beings and be a bit weird, but which is what we are. This is we're all. Just the reality of being a human being is there is a certain absurdity to the human condition that we have to acknowledge, and so. But the whole point of the Buddhist teachings are the opportunity to work with this human condition and to live in a way that is, not just bearable, but liberating and freeing. and this is it's an incredible gift that we've been given, and just caring for the qualities that are help to lay the foundation for making this path successful, and so we can really reap the fruits of this practice. And one of the things that I notice and recognize as a there is um, a foundation that from the Buddha's time that we all rely on a culture of generosity. We have to rely on a culture of generosity. I mean, it's kind of set up in that way, so that the monastic community is dependent on the lay community through their generosity, and in so many ways that support is very, very strong here, and to be able to recollect that and reflect on it, and within us as monastics to the appropriate response to that is a response of generosity, and that certainly I think one of the things that is a part of the phenomena of Amaravati is that this provides a refuge for so many people, and not just ourselves, but just so many people. On a daily basis, there's so many people come to the monastery and help support it, but they plug in and receive the fruits and benefits of a peaceful, harmonious environment, and that's that's very beautiful, and to be looking after that as our communities, the monks' communities, nuns' communities, really paying attention to that quality of harmony and living peacefully and living simply, and that's accomplished through a quality of generosity, of spirit, generosity in terms of sharing and helping each other out, and there's and sometimes it feels that there is lots of things to do, and there are, but it is important to approach it with an attitude of, yeah, how can I help? How can I give? What can I give? What can I contribute to this endeavor? Which, because it is important to approach our this holy life with an attitude of, rather than thinking, what can I get out of this for my personal benefit, it's more, what can I do that can be of to benefit the sasana, the triple gem, the refuges of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha that the Buddha laid down and embodied. So it's we get the opportunity to step beyond ourselves, and when we do it with quality of generosity, then there is a spirit of generosity. Then it brings a lot of joy. When we approach our daily lives with a foundation of joy and generosity, then keeping precepts and living a simple life it makes it so much easier. There becomes a very even and extremely practical way to live. It just is so much easier way to live. Living simply, living with a sense of integrity and virtue. Again, it brings a lot of happiness to the mind, to be able to do that consciously is important, because it's sometimes, again, we can get used to living this way of life and forget to reflect on it. It's one of the qualities that when the Buddha points to qualities that are a basis of, say, spiritual success, one of the qualities that the Buddha points to is vimamsa, and in the four bases of spiritual success, the iddhipadas. So the first one being chanda, the sense of desire, motivation, being motivated, having a certain zeal, effort, chanda, virya, so putting effort, energy, doing whatever we're doing energetically. Citta, settling the mind on what we're doing, and vimamsa is a quality of investigation. But the root of the word is points to a reviewing, a reflecting, a recollecting, that quality of being able to think back on what we're doing and see it in a clear light, so that this sense of investigation, or applying our wisdom, is just being able to review our actions or our circumstances, and to be able to establish the mind in a sense of clarity and well-being, so that quality that brings the fruits to our practice. We need to pay attention. As we continue to practice, and of course, it's important that we, the whole point of the practice is to establish the heart in a sense of understanding and clarity, and we can easily get swept up in ideals of what we think we should be, what we think other people should be, what we think community should be, and that oftentimes leads to a lot of dissatisfaction if we're measuring by ideal standards and trying to force ourselves and the world around us to fit into ideals. But the teaching of the Buddha is really a teaching that allows us to just seeing the way things truly are. That is a really deep, liberating insight when we're able to see things in their true nature. And sometimes that true nature, comes with flaws, difficulties, and problems that need to be solved, need to be resolved, and need to be worked with and understood. So then having the tools of practice and training the mind is a essential piece of how do we live life in a monastery as monastics and actually kind of enjoy this life and reap the fruits of the practice. And so that we need to find ways to be nourished in the practice, and so that training the mind, understanding what our minds are doing, seeing these cycles of desire that keep us. And the Buddha is very, very clear from the very first sermon that he gave, first teaching that he gave. The source of the cause of suffering is not outside anywhere, kind of afflicting us. It's our own cycles and habits of craving, that desire for gratification, desire for stimulation, the desire to be kind of fulfilled and satisfied and get what we want. Kama tanha, the desire for being and becoming, in the sense of constantly propping up a sense of me and mine, and what my opinion is, or what my view is, or what I think is right, or what I think is wrong, and how I think it should be, and how all of the ways that we prop up that sense of I, the bhava tanha, that being and becoming, just having to be something or somebody, and it tortures us. Its opposite, its mirror opposite, is that vibhava tanha, that craving for non-being, non-becoming. I don't like it. I don't want it. I shouldn't be this way. The world shouldn't be this way. Why is it like this? So that is recognizing that this is suffering, and that is the root of discontent, dissatisfaction, dis-ease, stress, and it as long as it's not seen clearly, seen through, then we're going to create suffering. But of course, the Buddha doesn't leave it there. He also, part and parcel of his first teaching is that there is an end to this. There is a cessation. There is a resolution to the suffering, and it can be the ending of suffering can be realized, and it is through qualities, just the simple act of letting go and relinquishing, releasing. Of course, the words that the Buddha uses, or the qualities that we need to bring to that letting go. Chako, patinisago, mutti, analayo. And of course, jaga is both giving and giving up. Jaga is both, it's this quality of generosity, and you realize what a generous act it is to just let go of a mood or an opinion or a view. It's incredibly generous and kind to be able to do that. And I'd said that jaga, this sense of giving some space, giving some release. The patinisago is that relinquishing, letting go, releasing, the giving back, in the Ajahn Buddhadasa once described it as one is returning things to their natural source, and we have to. Says, we're like, we suffer because we're like thieves that have got caught. But what have we stolen? We've stolen form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness, these 5 aggregates of being that we identify with, that we create an I. We make that sense of I and me and mine, and we cling to it desperately. And but just to be able to give it back, and what do we give it back? Just giving it back to nature, giving back. It's the way things are. And it's just a releasing, a letting go. And that mutti is this being able to put things down. Analio is just to let things stick in the mind. So that these are qualities that allow the cessation, the ending, the resolution of dukkha. And we have to learn how to put this into practice on a sort of daily basis, moment to moment basis. It's just creating an attitude within the mind of being interested in ending suffering, and not so much to get something or be something, become something, but for its own sake. And you think, what would it be like to not experience kind of that tension in the heart, that kind of cramping feeling in the heart that we tend to get, the pressure that we put on ourselves. Just there's the possibility of just incredible space and clarity and stillness. That just pursuing that stillness, and particularly, whether we're monastics or lay people, we have to be devoted to a quality of stillness, not as trying to push anything away, but a recognition of stillness, and of course we have to begin by having some kind of tools and practices that we do, and that's exactly what sitting meditation, walking meditation, or implementing the practice of sitting, walking, standing, lying down, 4 postures. This continuity of mindfulness and clear comprehension, paying attention to developing our meditation practice, because we have to get skilled with the. On an ideal level, we would just see these truths. We'd see the Four Noble Truths, and we would be just recognize that and let go and be liberated. But we have to do it. It doesn't quite work like that. It doesn't just because we want to or think it's a good idea. We really have to see really deeply and clearly, and that's why we practice, why we meditate, and why we cultivate these different tools. And of course, the Buddha gave us many different techniques and different ajahns and teachers have given various ways of applying them, or riffs on things, or like Luang Por Sumedho's sound of silence. And of course, Ajahn Amaro picks up on that, and and it's a skillful means that is helpful to come to a place of stillness. And then for myself, I found this mindfulness of breathing is such a important tool to be relying on for helping the mind to be so it's like be content with stillness, and then this, because it's bringing us back into the body and into experience. And of course, the mindfulness of breathing is about as we just recited this evening, bringing the four foundations of mindfulness into fruition, and so that we're able to recognize and see more clearly that having that continuity of awareness with the experience of the body, with the experience of our feelings, with the experience of the mind, the moods of the mind, the content of the mind, and the Dhammas, and the phenomena that we experience, how we hold it, how we handle it, how we work with it. So that's on each in breath, each out breath. That's why the beginning of that discourse is the first two steps are just getting comfortable in the body, breathing in. In breathing in short, knowing I'm breathing in short, breathing out short, knowing I'm breathing out short, breathing in long, knowing I'm breathing in long, breathing out long, knowing I'm breathing out long. And that's experiencing that. And the verb that is used, like when you see that when we're chanting, the verb, the verb that is used is just experiencing. It's just doing that, and then the most common verb, all the rest of the sutta is sikati, is to train, training thus, so that training to experience the experiencing the whole body. The first is just about the knowing, pajanati, knowing clearly. Pajanati is the same, is like the verb form of knowing. The And the noun form of pajanati is panya, wisdom, wisely experiencing, wisely seeing. And so and then they say so that quality of knowing clearly the breath, and then moving and training with, and then working with being taking an interest in training. It's not so much doing this to get a particular result, but training. Well, also, say like the word sikati is, translated as train, but it's also, it has the more the meaning of learning, studying, to study, to learn, to train, because that's how in the Buddha's time, say, or to educate oneself. That's how you education was about doing something and learning from the activity that you're engaged in. It wasn't. I mean, nowadays, where most of our learning is from books, but which is okay. But how do we really learn? And we've got to put it into action. And so, putting this just that training. Thus, as I breathe in, I'm experiencing the whole body, and that, or even the word experiencing, patisangveti, is a verb that is, the root is vedi, which is same vedna, feeling something. Pati and sang are amplifiers. And so so that's usually translated experiencing, but it's like feeling fully the whole body as I breathe in, feeling fully the body as I breathe out. That's just, you're learning from that and working with it, and it's helpful to make this practice something that is embodied. It's not something that you're just sitting there thinking about. You're bringing it into the body and learning from your experience, and so that this sense of getting comfortable with the practice, and recognizing that these fundamental teachings that the Buddha gave 2,500 years ago, they're not some distant relic of the past that was just, it's like we're trying to put into a museum or think about from time to time. These are teachings that apply to us in this human condition right now. It's about 4 foundations of mindfulness. We've still got our body, feeling, mind, and our phenomena, and we can learn. And the Buddha says these 4 foundations of mindfulness they lead in one direction, overcoming of suffering, when we really apply them. That taking that mindfulness of breathing, embodying the simple experience of one breath coming in, one breath going out, and using that as a tool for settling the mind, stilling the mind, allowing, and not forcing the mind to settle or still, but allowing the mind to settle or still, because one gives oneself to again, this quality of generosity, like to be generous with just giving the time, giving the attention to a moment of experience. And you see, reckon things start to open up. And just starting to extend those moment by moment experience and getting comfortable and familiar and skilled at the practice. So that's just as we become more familiar and comfortable, then the practice it bears fruit, and it's something that we keep. Maybe it's something that even the Buddha himself, after he was awakened, fully enlightened, there's one time in particular he took 3 months of the rains retreat and stayed in solitude and had Ananda as his attendant, so it would have been in the last big chunk of his life. It doesn't say, because Ananda was his attendant because the Buddha taught for 45 years. Yeah, 45 years. And the last 25 of that, is when he had Ananda be his full-time attendant. And so that would have been in that period, because Ananda was his attendant and he had Ananda bring food to him rather than the Buddha going on alms round or having engaging with the community. So he's in solitude, and then one day he asked Ananda, if people asked you, what is the Buddha doing there on his own in his dwelling place, and how would you answer? And of course, Ananda says, well, gosh, I don't know, what should I say? And you can tell them that I'm doing mindfulness of breathing. So if it's, you figure that, to me, that image of the Buddha fully awakened, having completed his work, and then just returning to nourishing the roots of peace through mindfulness of breathing. It's to me, it's a beautiful image and something that, and we're still working on what needs to be understood, and it's all available through in this body and in this mind. And that's when every day when we chant and recollect the qualities of the Dhamma, one of those qualities is open ego. It's leading inwards, sort of drawing our experience into the heart, so that is to take this, to not miss this opportunity to experience the Dhamma, and to both individually as individuals, but then as a community, to really support that commitment to the training. So that just encourage everyone as I leave, and just encourage everyone to just keep look after each other as a community. Look after yourselves in the practice. Learn how to nourish the practice in a skillful way. So I'll offer that for reflection this evening.